broadcast on Saturday, 12 noon. Metrofile. Glitz and glamour.
Welcome back. You're also watching The World Today on Channels Television. Now it's time to shift our attention to Africa. And of course, there's good news from right here at home in Nigeria. The country is now Ebola-free, and that's the declaration from the federal government. And to buttress this, the Lagos state government has hosted 5 survivors who are completely Ebola-free. At the meeting in Lagos, the survivors recounted their ordeal but said they are grateful to be alive. Our correspondent Mary Alale Yusuf has this report.
They faced death in the battle with the deadly Ebola virus disease and have come out victorious. 2 months after the virus was brought to the nation, survivors are being hosted by the Lagos state government. Dr. Ibiabuchi Morris of First Consultants Hospital remembers his encounter with Patrick Sawyer, the very first case of EVD on Nigerian soil.
That very night, the liver function test wasn't available. So I told Dr. Odile about the MP results. She was so confused because the man came in with temperature of I think 39.7. So after she now said, okay, I should just admit. So I'm not admitted. We commenced malaria treatment. So the next morning, she came for a round. So when we went there, by then the liver function test was already out. And the result was so terrible. All the liver enzymes were elevated.
Others who got infected also recount their experiences.
I want to say we are here today because of God. We survived, and we are privileged to see this day. To be here with everybody is an honor. Thank you so much, Governor Fashola. We can't thank you enough for everything. We at First Consultant Medical Center took a risk. We sacrificed our lives because we knew that we wanted to ensure the safety of Lagosians, Nigerians, and humanity, because we're a global village. From a small village, it can spread to the world, and we knew the implication, but we said we would risk our lives. We would not let the index case leave the hospital.
I am a very happy person here today because of the experience I had. But my case actually, as a matter of fact, when everybody was running a helter-skelter about the fact that I had direct contact and did not have direct contact, I told myself, I only opened the door. And by virtue of that, I think nothing should happen to me. I never knew I was deceiving myself until one day I recorded my temperature and I saw it. There was a spike. I remember when I got there, Dr. Additional told me, I was sitting in the ambulance with the door open. She told me I would leave this place, that no matter what happened, at least the statistics shows that people survive the disease.
It wasn't easy. Because you would just be feeling some kind of pains around your waist and you ask, did I carry anything? You know, those are the things I was asking. I didn't carry any heavy thing. My waist, my muscles, my ankle, everything was just so painful, but I really want to bless God because my being alive today, even though I lost somebody, I think God knows why.
But there are pertinent questions to settle, questions of stigma and enterprise.
We need to remove this issue of stigmatization of this disease. There's a lot of fear in inequality, a lot of ignorance. If we don't do it, all of us will be victims or captives of this situation.
Some businesses have suffered, and we have to help them get back on their feet. I want to thank you very much. You inspire us. You show that all is not lost here.
For the first time since 1976, a disease which killed up to 90% of its sufferers has been demystified. Mary Alale Yusuf, Channels Television News.
Now, still talking health as part of efforts to contain the radical spread of the Ebola virus disease, a 3-day curfew has begun in Sierra Leone to enable health workers to find and isolate cases of the virus. Many people have been reluctant to seek medical treatment for the virus, fearing that diagnosis might mean death, as there is no known cure for now. But the lockdown could have a reverse effect in that it might damage public trust in doctors.
Better to stay at home for 3 days, even 21 days, than to lose thousands of people in a single day.
We're going from house to house, basically, to be able to provide a very clear message about Ebola and to be able to tell people what they should do within their family circles if they find that a particular member within the family is suffering from Ebola.
Well, in other news, vigilante groups in Mexico's Baja California have set up patrols to try to stop looting in the aftermath of Hurricane Odile. Mexican television has shown several incidents of looting at supermarkets, small shops and homes in the resort of San Jose de los Cabos. Federal police also vowed to step up the work in that region. Odile made landfall on Mexico's Pacific coast on Sunday as a Category 3 hurricane, damaging infrastructure. Thousands of tourists who were left stranded are being airlifted to safety, and residents are still calling for urgent help from the authorities. Now to some news that's very disturbing. Police have confirmed that a grandfather shot dead and killed his daughter and her 6 children before taking his own life at a home in Bell, Florida. The children range in age from 3 months to 10 years old, and the authorities have identified the gunman as 51-year-old Don Charles Spirit. Attention was drawn yesterday afternoon when, upon the arrival, and they made contact with Spirit before he killed himself. And finally on the world today, since it's a Friday, let's take a look at the lighter side of life. Residents and tourists in the U.S. capital can now examine a life-size replica of an unusual dinosaur that lived almost 100 million years ago in northern Africa. Scientists say studying the behemoth named Spinosaurus helps them better understand how some prehistoric animals adapted to life on land and in water.
This giant animal, named Spinosaurus, is evidence that some dinosaurs living about 95 million years ago were able to live on land but hunt in water. Most previously discovered carnivorous dinosaurs were land-based, but University of Chicago paleontologist Paul Sereno says Spinosaurus was different.
From head to tail, it is showing signs of adaptation for a water-loving life. This is the first time we have solid bone evidence for this kind of a lifestyle among dinosaurs.
The computer-aided reconstruction of this Spinosaurus skeleton found in Morocco was done at the University of Chicago. Named after its long dorsal spines, some of them over 2 meters long, Spinosaurus is also the largest known predatory dinosaur. At 15 meters, it was about 3 meters longer than the biggest Tyrannosaurus rex, previously thought to be the largest carnivore dinosaur. The lead researcher, paleontologist Nizar Ibrahim, says its hind legs were probably perfected, adapted for swimming, while its forelegs were equipped with sharp claws. With crocodile-like jaws, it could grab large aquatic creatures.
It ate sharks, but it probably included all kinds of aquatic animals in its prey. And the size of these aquatic animals is probably one of the factors that drove the evolution of giant body size in Spinosaurus.
In the 2001 film Jurassic Park 3, a Spinosaurus fights and wins the battle with a T-Rex. But scientists say in reality this was unlikely because all evidence shows that the two species lived on different continents and in different time periods. The reconstructed skeleton of Spinosaurus will eventually head back to Morocco, where it could form the centerpiece of a new museum.
Well, that's the world today. Thank you for watching. I'm Cynthia Area.